Hey BM, how you doing? Latrice, Shannon, how y'all doing? Mia, Nene, Lady P, how y'all doing? DJ Rick Rat, hello. Am I saying that right? Yeah, Rick Rat. Rocky, hello. Stephanie, hello. We got a few things to discuss tonight, people. You digging me? Hey, Muse Black, hey, how y'all doing? I'm good. Jersey girl, Laquita. Or if I jack your name up, I'm so sorry. Hey, hey, hey. Angie, hey. Boston, hello. Nakia, how you doing? Y'all can kindly hit that like button on your way in if you don't mind. Please, sirs and ma'ams. Tracy, hey, how you doing? Precious, hello. For the moderators, we are going to have the phone line open tonight. So if y'all don't mind posting the number, it's going to be 803-888-8268. 803-888-8268. Hey Kim, how you doing? Thank you. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you. So I don't know if you guys saw the video. Let me see if it's how many views did it get? If you saw the video from earlier today that I posted about Mr. Weinstein and his reckoning. Go ahead, Jersey. Before we get rolling, what's up? An hour and 30. That's it. An hour 30. Hopefully it'll be under that. So I posted a video earlier. I think all the R. Kelly supporters. I posted a video earlier. Oh Lord, not the roasted potatoes. You can't burn the potatoes. Lulu, hey, how you doing? So I posted a video earlier about Mr. Harvey. Mr. Harvey Weinstein is finally coming up on his day in court. So he was in court this morning. His trial hasn't started. People keep saying that his trial started, but the actual trial hasn't started. So what they had today was still pretty much a status hearing or a status conference that they had today. And they were finishing up some of the preparations for the actual trial. So they did that today. Tomorrow they actually start jury selection. So like I told you on the other video, the jury selection should take about, hey Priscilla, it should take about 2 weeks at the most, or it could take up to 2 weeks. And then they said the trial can take up to 6 weeks. So that's where he is right now. The Queen, hey. Charlotte, hey. So like he did the last time, he came up to the courthouse with his walker. He looked, I mean, just so frail. Like he Yeah, he was frail. Um, it was crazy. They were all offering him like physical support, like literally supporting his back and all that stuff. So he supposedly has the walker because he had back surgery, right? Or injured his back, had something going on with his back. So he's going to court now. I'm gonna give you something else on that too. Cynthia, how you doing? So right now he is going to court for, my goodness, I gotta make sure I don't get them mixed up now. Let me make sure I give y'all these right. He's going to court for the following allegations. He has, oh no, that's not even it. So he's in New York for some charges right now. And by the time I could get to you guys, and I want to give y'all this first, I don't want to miss it. Okay, so he's facing 2 counts of predatory sexual assault, 2 counts of rape, and 1 count of criminal sexual act, right? So 2 counts of predatory sexual assault, hey Lisa, 2 counts of rape, and 1 count of a criminal sexual act. So you had one of the females that was involved in this. He allegedly, and I need to make sure I say allegedly, and before I get started on all of this, let me remind you, as I say with everything else, we're going to have this conversation about this reckoning and Harvey Weinstein and everything else, but he is innocent until proven guilty. So let me just put that out there so there's no misunderstanding. So one of the alleged victims, he raped in a hotel in New York, in Manhattan, in 2013. Another one of the victims, he performed a forcible sex act. This was in 2006. So he's going to trial for this. Is actually 3 women that are involved. Now, in this particular case, the judge is going to let a lot of other people testify because there are at a minimum, at least 80 females that have come forward and said that they have been sexually assaulted by Mr. Weinstein. And some of those people are going to be able to testify. He can't be tried on all of these women because a lot of them, the statute of limitation has ran out. So they can't touch the cases. But the judge is allowing some of these women to testify in the case. And from the last that I read, I think it was at least 6 women right now that I think are going to be testifying in this particular case. Now, before I go another further, hey Tanya, by the time I can try to get myself together, try to get a video done, try to do it all cute and stuff, I get an update on my phone. And the update says, Los Angeles County charges Harvey Weinstein with 4 counts of sexual assault. Hey Queen J, let me read that to y'all again. Los Angeles County charges Harvey Weinstein with 4 counts of sexual assault. These are not the cases that he is currently getting ready to go to trial for. So it's about to go down. It's about to go down. So I'm just going to read this to you. No need for me to paraphrase it. I have it right here, so I'm going to read it to you to make sure you get the right information. Harvey Weinstein has been charged with 4 counts of sexual assault in Los Angeles County, deepening the legal peril faced by the fallen Hollywood mogul, as his trial on similar charges in New York City is set to begin this month. I'm going to skip around a little bit. The charges stem from accusations brought by a pair of women who say Weinstein attacked them in hotels in Los Angeles in 2013 and Beverly Hills. Now, mind you, the young lady that is in his New York case also said that he attacked her in a motel room in 2013. The district attorney, Miss Jackie Lacey, actually brought the news up about Harvey Weinstein today. So they had created a task force, and I'm guessing that she was over that task force. So let me give y'all this piece of information. I'm going to see if y'all going to put this together. Let me skip. And before I go into that, let me make sure y'all have the full extent of these charges. So in Los Angeles, I need y'all to pay attention to these charges. In Los Angeles, he is being charged with forcible rape, forcible oral copulation, sexual penetration by use of force, and sexual battery by restraint. Okay? So what has happened, and let me give you a more I'll break the charges down for you. He has a first-degree rape charge. He has one first-degree rape charge. He has 2 counts of predatory sexual assault. He has 1 count of first-degree sexual assault and 1 count of third-degree rape. So those are the New York. And then I just gave you the ones for LA. Now let me tell you where I'm going with this. So the district attorney, who actually, she's responsible for making sure that Harvey got these charges. And Lord, I hope I got a picture of her, Lord. I need to show you. See, I think things are starting to turn because maybe some people are kind of noticing what's going on. But the person that brought these charges was a sister. And that's all I'm saying. It was a sister. So what I want you guys to see, I'm going to try to do this all tonight, but I found out a lot of stuff and I'm just sitting here looking at this thing now. But let me see if I can find her picture really quick. So this, hopefully y'all can see it, is the person that made the announcement today. She is the district attorney, and she made the announcements about the 4 new charges that Weinstein has been hit with in Los Angeles County. So what I learned from this, in 2017, I need y'all to listen to me now. In 2017, a task force was formed. And the purpose of that task force was to bring a group of people together to help bring down high-powered people in the entertainment business. Y'all got me? I'm going to read it because I need to make sure y'all got it. Catch what I'm saying now. The charges. The first announced by Lacey's office, that's the young lady that I just showed you. Let me go back because I gotta make sure y'all don't miss anything. Okay, I gotta read the article to you, part of it. Weinstein has been linked to the Me Too movement since 2017. Weinstein has been linked to the Me Too movement since 2017, when more than 80 women began making sexual battery and assault accusations against him. That's 2017. Okay, now I'm going to skip. The charges first announced by Lacey's office stem from an investigation launched by a task force formed in 2017 to review sexual abuse allegations against high-profile entertainment figures. I'm going to read that again. An investigation launched by a task force formed in 2017 to review sexual abuse allegations against high-profile entertainment figures. The task force has received at least 40 cases against high-profile alleged predators in the last 2 years, but they've declined to process or prosecute many of them because the statute of limitation had ran out or they didn't have enough evidence. Okay, let me take you back for a minute, because I need y'all to understand something. I need to catch y'all. Gotta catch what I'm getting ready to drop right now. This task force was formed in 2017. Harvey was the first one on the list that sparked this movement. He's the first high-powered or high-profile person in the entertainment business. Now you have someone in the current day, 2019, that has decided to start doing documentaries to come after high-powered people in the entertainment business, particularly music. You know, his homegirl. Y'all got what I'm talking about? So listen, the first person that was targeted was Harvey Weinstein. Maybe. Now catch this. The Michael Jackson documentary came out 2019, right? But they started putting the documentary together in 2017. So that would mean that Michael Jackson, come on Angie, that would mean that Michael Jackson was also a part of the group that this task force was after. 2017. That's when they interviewed one of the first alleged victims, the guys. They were interviewed in 2017. The people that took the information that had it, they didn't even want to do the documentary, but they were convinced to do the documentary. So they went ahead and did it. Hey, Ebony, how you doing? So they went ahead and did it. Now, initially, I don't know where Oprah's hands were at the very beginning, but Oprah herself admitted that she contacted HBO and told them that she wanted to be a part of it. But she didn't want to put her face in the documentary because she know that she was supposed to be friends with the family. So she capitalized off that moment. We're going back to 2017 now. This is where it's starting at. This is where it all starting. Now I want you to think about the filming for Surviving R. Kelly. I'm just going to leave that right there. So Oprah decides that she wants to participate in this documentary. So what she does, instead of being involved in that, she goes and capitalizes off the moment. She makes a deal with HBO with the OWN network, and then she goes and she does the follow-up to the documentary. So you got the Leaving Neverland, and then you have what was it called? The Aftermath, After Leaving Neverland. Oprah Winfrey Presents After Neverland. And what did they do? The minute Leaving Neverland went off, immediately Oprah's show came on. They cut a deal so that they could both profit from it. And what Oprah did was, the guy that actually produced and directed the documentary, she had him on her platform, as well as the 2 alleged victims that were on the platform. And then she had a room of 100 people, and it was only sexual assault victims and their families. So there you have that. So now I'm going to take this back. And I keep focusing on that word reckoning. I don't know if y'all noticed I've been drilling that in every video, reckoning. Because I wondered why they use that word right now. Because reckoning is like a judgment. You know, you having your date. You're using that R. Kelly, but he hasn't had his day yet. They're not saying it about Harvey Weinstein on the media. But when I look back, number one, I looked at the attachment to Gloria Allred because she actually is the attorney for a lot of the people that are in the Harvey Weinstein case. Even though her and Harvey Weinstein used to be friends, and her daughter still works with Harvey Weinstein. So you have her doing her thing, and she felt it important for her to speak up today, so she actually came out and made a statement about Harvey today too. Whatever. But when you look at the link between them all, because Gloria represents, she's like the face of Me Too. People look at all these other people, the black women, no, that is not Me Too. Gloria Allred represents Me Too. When you look at her clientele and the people that she's supposed to represent, she is the representative for the Me Too movement. So she had to kick Harvey to the side so she can ride this train. So with her being the representative of the Me Too movement, when I went and I did some reading today, I saw them talking about Harvey having his day of reckoning. And that wasn't done today, yesterday, this week, last week. I said, okay, we on this reckoning thing now. So then I go back and I'm looking at something that when Oprah did her little After Neverland piece, I'm going to give you exactly what she said. And I need y'all to listen to what I'm saying now. First, I read one article from Pitchfork. It says documentaries can honor the gravity of their subject's accusations without paying their subject. Let me start this over. Documentaries can honor the gravity of their subject's accusations without playing like a Dateline episode. If the men's accusations, speaking of the ones that were talking, that were saying that Michael Jackson did something to him, if the men's accusations were true, they need no reckoning with Jackson's legacy. The reckoning is for the audience. And I'm saying, why is this reckoning word, why does it keep coming up with a specific group of people? So then I go and I'm reading a couple more things here, and I'm like, let me just check out something really quick. So I look at a couple of quotes coming from Oprah. And I want y'all to listen to these quotes. I have done 217 shows. This was in regards to her getting backlash for being a part of the Neverland saga. I have done 217 shows trying to get people to understand that this is not about one person. It's about the pattern. Did we not just hear that? Is that not the same statement that Lifetime made darn near verbatim? Is that not what they just said about this new documentary that just came out? Let me read it again. I have done 217 shows trying to get people to understand that this is not about one person. Lifetime said this is not R. Kelly. It's not about R. Kelly. Is that not what they said? But it was all things R. Kelly? Okay. So then when you go to the director and the producer of the Leaving Neverland and all that stuff, Mr. Dan Reed, let me give you his response. This is a film that's not about Jackson. Leaving Neverland was not about Jackson. Okay. This is a film that was not about Jackson. Now, if they're going to get together to work on some stuff, at least they can start changing the wording up. Now, when they asked Oprah, she tried to, y'all know how this stuff is. Let me go and ask these questions like I don't know so that they won't think that we're working on this together. She asked him, well, why didn't you talk to the Jackson family? Why didn't you interview them? Here's his response. He says, what's the journalistic value of interviewing someone who will say, well, Michael's a really good guy. He's a really nice guy. He would never do anything to a child. That's the same thing that Lifetime did with this other documentary. They didn't want anybody saying anything good. If you had something good to say, you were not chosen for that documentary. This guy just had the balls to come out and say it. What is the journalistic value of interviewing someone who says, well, Michael's a really nice guy. He would never do anything to a child. So you don't want anybody that's going to speak positively on him. If they can't give you something negative to help boost your documentary and make it more spicy, I'm just saying. So I'm just going back and I'm looking at this task force that was formed in 2017. And I'm looking at them starting the stuff with Harvey, because y'all know that stuff, like they said about everybody else, people have been hearing about this stuff for years. Some of this guy's charges dated back to the 70s, and they couldn't convict him on it because, of course, the statute of limitation was out on that. And the DA announced today, just like they did in some other places, that they were modifying the statutes as of, I think it's as of either 2016 or 2017. Anybody that falls after that, like, there's no statute of limitations. I gotta go and get the actual wording for it, but they modified that statute as well so that if people didn't come out right now and file charges, okay. The task force has reviewed several cases against high-profile entertainment figures. Most were declined due to statute of limitations or insufficient evidence. So who else is on that list? That's the question. Is Russell Simmons one of those that was on that list? Because they keep bringing things back up. Is Cuba Gooding Jr. one of those that was on that list? Don't know. Somebody need to let me know. So Miss Oprah also admitted in an interview, you know, she's proud of what she does, you know. She said that she contacted Gail and she urged Gail to get Michael Jackson's accusers on CBS this morning. It was imperative that she got them. Don't just talk to them. You need to interview them on CBS this morning. Sound familiar? Because Oprah was the one that was actually over that other interview. Gail just did the interview. Oprah was over it. I'm just saying. Now let's talk about what's not being said. I just found this out today. In 2007, not 2017, 2007. Y'all know Oprah has her school over in Africa. So in 2017, Oprah's Leadership Academy for Girls in South Africa had several little black girls that were sexually molested by Oprah's staff. They were sexually molested by the school matron. And it was in the news. Of course, it was toned down because it was Oprah. So Oprah went in, the school matron faced charges, and Oprah went in and she fired the school's head mistress as well. I guess she's trying to blame the school head mistress for what happened. And she ended up settling with the head mistress on something. I'm not exactly sure what all happened behind that. I have to go back and get some more information on that. But this happened in 2007. So my question is, are you sitting there trying to redeem yourself so that people will not go back and see that you, and I'm going to say you because that's your school, you allowed all those little girls over there to be molested by your staff? So you're trying to take the light off what you had going on? Because you're not sitting here doing, if anything, you should be doing a documentary on what happened at that school. Because that's a reality. Isn't it? Isn't that something that people need to know about? The people that are responsible for the kids, the people that are responsible for the kids at the school are molesting the kids, and you're not going to do a documentary on that, and it's your school, and it's a leadership school, and this is the type of leadership you got? Sounds like deflection to me. 2007. When have we heard anything about it? What documentaries have we seen? When have we seen or heard Oprah address it? Why are you addressing these people that have nothing to do with you, and you overlooking these little girls that you were responsible for? Make that make sense. I mean, y'all help me out, because I might be a little slow. I can be a little slow sometimes now. 2007. You got all these, it says several, it didn't say how many. So you got all these little black girls over here that were sexually molested at your school with your name on it. That's your legacy. And you running around here after R. Kelly? Somebody please help me make this make sense. Definitely hypocrisy at its finest from all of them. So now it helps you understand. Now you've been a part of this task force. Great, be a part of the task force. But if you really want to make an impact and go and help these little black girls, I don't know why it's just about the little black girls, it should be about girls, period. But you want to go and you want to help protect these little black girls, and the little black girls you can't protect your darn self. And then you running after these over here, and they're grown. These are still kids over here. You still got this school running. Are you protecting the little black girls that are in your school? What did you put in place for that? If there ever was a moment to really speak on leadership, this would be the time. But again, I might be a little slow. Could be a little slow. But when I sit here and I look at it, So it makes me wonder. You're clearly a part of this task force. Or you want to be. Or you're taking advantage of the task force. So I would jump out there and think that, yeah, Harvey may think that they are close friends. But after Harvey goes down, Oprah going to be talking about Harvey too. Because I bet you she done put some little ashes in the pot too. She's just not going live with it. She's going to have a lot to say if he goes to prison. Then, and only then, will she be willing to talk about Harvey Weinstein? Because you can't play for both sides. Even if she signed an NDA with Harvey, that NDA doesn't cover everything with Harvey. It can't cover everything that ever happened in his life. And if she signed one, then what about the things that happened before it was signed? I'm telling you, somebody's going to come out. If it's not her, then Gail. Or they'll hook up with another network like they're doing now with Russell Simmons. They hooked up with Apple TV. So that's the thing. Yes, she is a coward and she is messy. She is definitely messy. Now we go back to these NDAs. Gloria Allred made her statements today, again, about Harvey Weinstein. Knowing they've been friends for years, worked together, ate dinner together, fellowship together. So she goes and makes a statement today. Let me see if I can find it. The first thing she said, because she held a press conference after Harvey Weinstein's hearing today. She said the walls are closing in on Harvey Weinstein. Now we thought Susan Loggins, they call her the settlement factory. Gloria Allred is the ultimate settlement factory because she don't just focus on one particular person. She making settlements all over the place. She don't discriminate. If she can get the money, she's gonna get the money. So she's the settlement factory, and she's the one for years, even with the women that she works with now. Oh my goodness. The women that she is working with now, she is the one that negotiated those settlements. While Harvey's going through this stuff, Gloria Allred is the one that is negotiating these settlements for these women. Now I'm going to ask again, and I'm not saying that anybody is wrong for taking any settlement. Like that's on you. Like whatever you feel you need to help you get through. But don't come up here and talking all this mess about how much you care about people when if you're asking them or pushing them to, well, here, just go ahead and take the settlement money and just leave it alone. Don't worry about it. She's been doing it for years. At this very moment, she wrote a book about doing all these settlements and getting people paid off, hush money. And people called her out in that book. And then she tried to go back and revamp what she was saying. No, you've been doing this for years, sister. But this is the same thing that they're saying, oh boy, doing over here. And y'all charging. He doing, and he paid out. He's a flat risk because he has money, even though he doesn't have the money. He doesn't have Harvey Weinstein money, but he's a flat risk, and Harvey's not. Okay. Whatever. So I just thought it was funny that Gloria Allred felt the need to inject herself in this today. And why no one is calling her out for playing both sides of the fence, because that's exactly what she's doing. She doesn't dislike that man. She's getting that money, period. Just like Susan was getting her third, and she probably got more than that, to tell you the truth, but just like Susan was getting her third, you best believe Gloria Allred getting hers. And let me go back to old Miss Seeley for a minute. I think that was Seeley. Oprah. You put all this faith, you put all this stock into this Neverland thing. You sold your friends out. Sophia, thank you, Miss Kitty. Sophia, you put all this stock into selling your friend out and your friend's family out after they begged you. They straight begged you not to participate or add to that documentary on Michael Jackson. They begged you. And you chose to do it anyway. So you said that you believe these guys 100%, and it wasn't like you watched the documentary and that's what made you go along with everything. You are a bald-faced lie on that one, because you had already made up your mind before that documentary and had already made some phone calls to be a part of it. So why would you go on another interview and say that it was after the documentary that you believed them? Before the documentary was done, you had already asked to be a part of it. Like, come on. But then when something comes out about one of these guys, and I didn't even watch the documentary. I didn't watch hers or the other one. When one of these guys said in the documentary that he was touched in a trainer, that Michael Jackson did something to him in a train in 1993, and the people that were actually familiar with Michael Jackson's estate actually pulled receipts showing that the train wasn't even there in 1993, and showed that the guy lied about that part. So there were some inconsistencies in his story. You still, I don't regret doing anything. I don't regret doing any of it. But then I run across this. Media mogul Oprah Winfrey and cable giant HBO have distanced themselves from the controversial documentary Leaving Neverland. The docuseries, which aired on HBO in March, featured Wade Robson and James Safechuck, I guess, who accused Michael Jackson of sexually abusing them over a number of years. The alleged abuse began when the men were young boys. Oprah Winfrey conducted the interview in front of 100 sexual abuse survivors. The triggering docuseries for outrage about the now deceased king of pop. Michael Jackson's family maintained his innocence and continued support of the pop legend. So the guy that is familiar with the actual estate, his name, I cut his name off. He posted something on Twitter, and he said James Safechuck was never at Neverland, both before and after the construction of the train station there. The two still photos of the station shown in Leaving Neverland were in fact taken by James, the person that's talking, who is very clear that he was abused by Jackson in multiple places over many years. It was a lie. He went and pulled receipts. He actually showed where like the construction stuff was done for the train, and I think they didn't start working on it till like a year later to actually get it constructed. So someone says, meanwhile, Oprah Winfrey has removed, I want to make sure I got this one. Oprah has removed all of the YouTube videos with interview footage of Robson and Safechuck from her channel. HBO has discreetly removed the documentary from its lineup. Leaving Neverland was supposed to air until September, but the documentary won't run after this week, and I can't get this was posted April 4th, 2019. Michael Jackson's estate has filed a lawsuit against HBO, and his nephews are in the process of raising money to film their own documentary to counter Leaving Neverland. And I can honestly say I haven't seen anything about Leaving Neverland on TV. So are they still showing it, or is this true? Is it still shown on HBO? Because they said they took it out of the lineup. And y'all see how they're showing this reckoning thing, how they did the other thing. So I can't imagine why we're not seeing it now, especially since we're trying to bring attention. Oh, I forgot, it's just violence against women, so the men don't matter. Okay. So it was supposed to be 2 boys that were molested, so their story doesn't matter. I'm guessing. I don't know. So then I see Oprah on the front of a magazine. She was on the front of the Hollywood Reporter. They put her on their first empowerment issue. Empowerment. How about that? Empowerment. So Oprah had a few things to say. She spoke on the 2020 presidential election. She spoke on Gayle King's acclaimed R. Kelly interview. She spoke about leaving 60 Minutes. And she spoke about the backlash she received for her involvement in HBO's Leaving Neverland. Then she spoke about the awards that she received for her great work. So I'm asking again at the end of the day, what little black girls are you trying to help? What survivors are you trying to help? Because you for darn sure, I don't know. I don't know. So I went back, and the last couple of days I've just been going back through stuff that I've seen on different places. Like I said, with Lifetime, I'm noticing, oh my gosh, I just checked the channel lineup the other day for Lifetime. And I think this was yesterday, or the day before yesterday. Just so I can see how far they've been going back with their pattern. Now, I don't know if somebody knows something that I don't when it comes to them, but at some point, either they have a black person that came on board that's giving them some advice, or they really think we're slow. Because the way that they have been putting these movies out, they had hours of nothing but straight movies with black people, like the whole day. And then it led into The Reckoning. Y'all know Lifetime don't do that. Y'all know they don't do that. And that's not including the new documentaries that they were putting out there. These were like regular shows, movies that we would watch, Tyler Perry, different stuff like that. And I'm like, when did Lifetime start playing these movies? And it was almost like they were doing a black movie marathon or something. So then I went back because we talked the other day and we were talking pretty candid about it and had a little fun, you know, talking about Lifetime. And like I told you, my other says that, you know, Lifetime is a man-bashing channel. And I can't really disagree with that. But when I went and I looked, I said, you know what, let me look at some of their original movies. Like the original Lifetime movies. And let me see how long they've been preaching this thing about taking up for survivors, for fighting for people against violence, period. In any form, but particularly with women, right? So I go and I look at their lineup. So I see one, and the movie is called Bad Sister. This movie came out in 2016. So when I read the info on the movie, a student at a Roman Catholic boarding school learns that a new nun is an imposter, sexual situation, strong language. I went in further, and there was some stuff in there, and I'm like, well, that's not supporting violence against women. So I went to the next movie. Dang, this one just came out. Oh my God. This one just came out. This one came out January the 5th. Sleeping with my student is the title. Okay? Info. New school headmaster Kathy discovers her fling with her charming 18-year-old Ian was no accident. So you got the headmaster. So I'm like, well, darn, looking at this now, is this movie, is this like a little shot at Oprah, what was going on at her school? I'm just saying. But this movie right here, you are promoting a staff sleeping with a student. This ain't a documentary. Sexual situations, that's what's on the side. 2-hour movie. Sleeping with my student. So how in the world are you bashing other people? And you sitting up here promoting people. You know what? Let me just, somebody need to get their mess together. That's all I'm saying. So I keep going, okay? Because we on this violence and all this, like we're for the people. So I go and I see a movie from 2017. That's the lucky year, 2017. This is from straight A's to triple X. A college student endures cyberbullying when it is revealed that she is a porn star. Sexual situations, violence, strong language. A college student endures cyberbullying when it is revealed that she is a porn star. Let me show you the picture. I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see this. Oh shoot. I don't know if y'all can see. Who are y'all trying to help again? Another one. It's called Cyber Seduction, His Secret Life. A high school kid develops an addiction to internet porn so intense that it begins to destroy his life and tear his family apart. Got another movie, The Wrong Man. Janet Gregory, a single mother with a haunting past, is a paralegal struggling to overcome doubts about Calvin Williams, an African-American husband and father who's been wrongly accused of raping a neighborhood girl. Eventually convinced of his innocence, Janet takes Calvin's pro bono case and wages a dramatic and stormy 22-year battle with the justice system that ultimately redeems an unjustly accused man and cements a lifelong friendship. Dang, that sounds familiar. And they go on and on and on. Mother, may I sleep with danger. Mother, may I sleep with danger. Laurel was the boyfriend of her, has the boyfriend of her dreams, Kevin. He can and will do anything for her. He is totally devoted to her, but the downside is that he never leaves her alone. When she tries to get some distance, he responds with aggression. It finally dawns on Laurel that he is not good for her. Laurel's mother has already started to suspect that something is wrong with his background. Y'all are promoting all these sexually abusive, stalkish, fetish type shows. Y'all are promoting these shows. And then you get on here and act like you are genuinely concerned about somebody. That's all I'm saying. No one would tell. No one would tell. A shy high school student's seemingly perfect relationship with a popular jock quickly turns abusive and dangerous. This what y'all promoting. These are not documentaries. She cried no. A college freshman is date raped at her brother's frat party by a fraternity member. The killing secret. A pregnant teen is murdered and a popular high school senior is suspected. But will his girlfriend stick by him to prove his innocence despite the fact she has bonded with the victim's mother? So now we're talking about killing a pregnant girl. That's what y'all doing movies about? Like for real? This what we doing? Y'all, you have to go and look. Ties that bind. A young married couple find their relationship and their lives threatened after a beautiful and dangerous seductress moves into their pool house. Another one, she woke up pregnant. She woke up pregnant. A sleazy dentist sexually assaults his patients while they are under heavy sedatives after he performs dental surgery on them. One woman gets impregnated from such an incident and decides to fight back. The dentist denies the rape allegations, claiming they had an affair. The woman's marriage and life fall apart, trying to prove that she was raped. Is this what every story is about? Let's not forget 15 and pregnant. And then I run across the infamous Aaliyah, the princess of R&B. So I had to go and pay for that one, because I watched it a long time ago. But I wanted to go back and see how Lifetime portrayed whatever relationships they're saying did or didn't exist in the present day. I wanted to see how they portrayed that way back when. I did. I'll probably watch it again tonight too. Listen at this. The young lady that played the part, Zendaya, was first attached to star as Aaliyah, but ended up giving up the project. According to her, due to the lack of production value, complications with the music rights, and it not being handled delicately considering the situation, Aaliyah's family's disapproval of the making of the film, Alexandria Shipp was chosen to take on the role instead. Producers weren't able to use any of Aaliyah's actual songs in the movie. Production for the film began back in 2009 with Canadian R&B singer Keisha, I don't know her last name, originally slated to play the role of Aaliyah. That person dropped out of the production after Aaliyah's family voiced their opposition to the film. Kylie Williams was then offered the role but turned it down. Hey DJ, the film was then shelved for nearly 5 years until who? Until Lifetime picked it up. Lifetime wanted the gold. So if you had these people way back when, same thing that you got going on with Michael Jackson family. They tell you don't put my family in none of your mess. You had this girl's family telling them the same, don't put my family in none of your mess. And that's what you decide to do anyway. And so when I looked at it, and if anybody's seen it, please tell me if you saw something different. But the way that they claimed that Aaliyah and R. Kelly's alleged relationship was, they made it seem like a love story. Now, I could be wrong. And it seemed like Aaliyah was completely infatuated with him. Now, Ted, let me know, because I could be wrong now. And it showed how upset she got with her parents because they told them they couldn't be married. And it wasn't that they ran up on something. Aaliyah and R. Kelly allegedly walked in the house and told them that they were married. I'm missing something. I watched specifically for that part because I'm like, well, darn, because I couldn't remember. I thought they were going to leave it out. But no, it seemed like a beautiful love story. We can take calls now on Jersey Girl. It seemed like just a cute little love story. And I'm like, if y'all are saying that this young lady was victimized the way that they're saying on Lifetime, because that's what they were saying. Oh my gosh, so much stuff was done to her. If you're saying that she was victimized, then why in the sandhill would you go and make their relationship in this movie look like it was such a beautiful thing? You showed a couple of scenes when they were about to kiss, but somebody walked in like there was nothing ugly about it, except when the parents told them that they couldn't be together, she had to go work with somebody else. Somebody help me. Help me. Because I'm getting something completely different. Completely different. So why is nobody calling Lifetime out on this BS? You want to bring something up? You need to go back. Play that movie again. Because the way that you're trying to portray him now is not the way that you portrayed him in that movie. And it wasn't a thing where the family just hated him. They didn't hate him. I mean, it's confusing. It is very confusing. Where were all the times that she was left alone with him for him to, like, where was all this stuff in this documentary? Because clearly y'all had direct access to the information in order for you to even do a documentary on her. So where was all that information at that y'all had about what he was doing to her and basically how the family ignored it? Where was all this information at? Because y'all didn't put it in the documentary. I'm missing something. I'm just looking at the whole picture. The whole picture. And I'm calling foul on them. I don't think Harris, I don't think they give a darn thing about a black girl, a white girl, a Hispanic girl, an Asian girl, a darn Pacific Islander girl. I don't think they give a darn thing about any young girl. They just care about money. Period. And that's why I said I think they did a disservice to the people on that documentary. Because when you go back and see what they actually played, and these are the movies that they made, these are their original series. It's not something else that you just showing on your channel that belongs to somebody else. This is your mess right here. You put this out here. So why are you promoting it? And if it's not a promotion, then where's the disclaimer at the end? You know you can get a little disclaimer. If you have been a victim of abuse, please contact 1-800 blah, blah, blah. If you have been a victim of whatever, then please contact blah, blah, blah. And those same commercials that they were putting in there during the middle of it, they could have been putting those same commercials in there. So when did y'all become informed? When did y'all wake up? Y'all woke now. Yeah, they exploit women. But I do notice that whenever my folks say, oh, that's a man-bashing channel, I'm trying to think of anything that they did that actually supported men. And I couldn't find anything. I gotta keep looking. I gotta keep looking. I couldn't find anything. And then I went back and thought about a girl. Oh, I thought about her again. And I'm sitting here thinking, and y'all probably ain't gonna like this, because this is actually my show. I love the show. But let's go and talk about the haves and the have-nots on her network that promotes prostitution, that promotes infidelity, that promotes violence, that promotes rape and sexual assaults. Am I missing something? Ain't Candace a little black girl? The one that they got as a little prostitute on there and she's extorting everybody out of money? And you got a white guy controlling her? I don't have anything against white guys, don't get me wrong. But I'm just looking at the total picture. And then you have her mama as their maid. She couldn't have had another job, she had to be the maid. And then you have Benny that keeps getting into stuff, and Benny's the one that got to get shot, stabbed, all this stuff, accused about. Come on, y'all. You got Candace's mom as a typical black family. Oh, Lord, please take care of my child. Oh, Lord, oh, Lord, oh, Lord. You have the guy that's running her, the condescending guy that's ready to make a racial comment anytime he can, and they fall just shy of him making those comments. I'm trying to get this thing now. Every black guy that's in the movie or that's in that show, they have to have something negative about them. Y'all didn't get any calls, but there has to be something negative about him. Benny, he can't get his own stuff done. He got to go running over to the Italians to get something taken care of. And he's always in something, right? You finally have Candace's mama that finally found some type of peace. Hold on, let me back up. Candace couldn't have been the product of a loving relationship. Hello, Candace was the product of a rape, right? Candace baby's father was a straight devil, right? Killed his own child. Candace left her child. She couldn't take care of her child. Like, we just can't do that. So it's a typical story. Child got to get left with the grandma, right? They finally give Candace's mom a shot at happiness. And then you got to turn around and make the one guy that treated the black woman on the show with some respect, you got to turn around and make him the person that raped her. So we darn if we do and darn if we don't over there. Can any of us be good? This what you pushing? The one that loved the black girls and you so much against violence and all this stuff? And yes, it's Tyler Perry's show, but it's your network. Just saying. You got the show that comes on after that. I can't even remember. If Loving You Is Wrong. We got the same darn thing again. You got Lucian, a good man, taking care of his fiance and everything else, but you got to go and make it seem like he's sleeping with the lady over here. Carolina Diamond, who's calling?
How you doing, Carolina Diamond? This is Malcolm.
Hey Malcolm, how you doing?
What's the topic that you want to discuss? I want to call in. I want to be the first caller, so we're going to get out the way.
Talking about this stuff with Oprah and the things that we're seeing with her right now with these cases.
The situation with Oprah, I feel like with the situation with Michael Jackson, she shouldn't touch that because one, he's deceased, he can't defend himself. I just feel like he went on trial for that, he beat that. Like, I think he should just leave well enough alone. And she did Monique the same way. She was trying to put her information out there about her being molested. She didn't want the world to know that. Just leave, like, this is the way that you shouldn't touch because it's very touchy. I feel like you shouldn't give it to anybody, personal business, or what they got going on. It's just my opinion. I think she just go do it. It's gone too far out with the stuff that she does, and that's not right.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yes. And then I want to pick it back on the R. Kelly thing. I feel like Lifetime really was just, like you said, it was capitalized off those girls, and I feel like they didn't, like, I'm not trying to bash them, but I don't feel sorry for them because even if it was true, if it's true, that these allegations happened, they knew what was going on. They was aware that he was an older man, and I feel like if all that was true, they wanted that to happen. I don't feel like he forced them or made them do anything they didn't want to do, because in the way they was describing it, like he was helping them and all that. So how did they go from him helping them to him being such a bad guy? I just don't get that.
Right, so you're saying that they need to take some responsibility as well.
Yeah, not only them, the parents too. Why do you let your 15-year-old child be out and you not know where you're going? Demetrius said that that Tiffany was out late 1, 2, 3 o'clock out in the morning, and he said she thought she was the older woman. That right there lets you know right there those parents was watching their child, and they wasn't being a great mother and a great father towards them. You're gonna let your child be out like that all late at night at 15 and 16 years old.
Right.
Yeah.
Do you think that it was intentional that they had them talking about because all of them spoke about their parents being there, or either they had their parents on the show. So do you think it was intentional that they spoke about their parents being absent or not being there, or being nonchalant, or like the young lady saying that her mom took her to the bar with her? Do you think that was intentional?
Yeah, I think so. I think they was doing it that way they can not be so hard on Raw because they got a lot of backlash from the last docuseries. I feel like they didn't do nothing different. All they did was told us stuff we already knew and bring it back. All the stuff that happened on the last one, we got the hint. I just feel like they didn't need another one. He's already in jail. Like, what more can you want from this man? He's not. That's why to me, that's why I look at like he can't be so completely guilty. He can't be guilty at all. Or even have a guilty. They got to do all this to convict him to bring out 3 shows, 3 documentaries back to back on him. Like, it's not that deep. He did or he didn't do it. I feel like half of the stuff they say he didn't do it. If he did do it, I feel like those women knew what was going on. I'm not victim shaming nobody. Right, wrong, but at the same time, they knew what was going on. I feel like they should take accountability of their actions. They knew what the situation was, if this stuff did happen, because they didn't prove that. All they were saying that they slept with him at an early age, but they didn't give us no proof of that. So I can't believe him. It's like you want us to believe everything that you say that happened. Y'all want to hear that this man tell his side of the story.
Wow. I understand what you're saying.
Right. So, like, you can't do that. Like, it's like when men
Right. Right.
And then you got all these people that's out that's speaking on this stuff, and ain't nobody blocking their lives, ain't nobody putting no shine on that. Like, why would nobody like tell their truth and his truth, and why nobody don't want to show his truth? Because it's two sides to every story.
Well, you remember what I told you, the guy that produced Michael Jackson's story. He said, as a journalist,
Right.
you don't want anybody on your documentary that says, "Oh, well, this is a good guy." He wouldn't dare do that. So that's.
I feel like the Michael Jackson situation, that documentary shouldn't even came out at all because he's dead. He can't consent. Even they didn't let R. Kelly consent that documentary about him. They got him. He should have at least had to say something what they were going to do because it's about him. And Michael Jackson couldn't even do that. He's dead. Like, why would you put a documentary about a dead man? He's dead and gone. He's been dead almost 10 years now.
Which is the same thing they did to Aaliyah.
Exactly. She's dead. Then they bring her back up in the situation. Like she said numerous of times when she was alive that she never married him. They never was married. So I don't know why they don't believe her. They don't want to believe her. She said her mom also, and a couple more people confirmed that they were married, but they don't want to just look at that and bring that up to the forefront. But they want to bring out everything that he did wrong or what he been accused of. I don't like that. And I feel like that's the main reason why I feel like he's not guilty and they're making him out to be.
Right.
Yeah. But I ain't gonna take up too much of y'all time. I'm gonna let somebody else call in.
Yeah, I appreciate you calling in.
Oh, you're welcome, man. Anytime.
All right, you have a good one.
You too.
All right. All right, Malcolm said something here. And I'm asking you guys a question. I don't know if you caught what I asked. You had one young lady saying that her mom was nonchalant about her, like she didn't really care. You got another young lady that said that she ended up being raped or whatever because her mama took her to work with her at a bar. You got this other woman saying like you saying that these mamas don't care. And I'm like, for me, like they were being asked that question. So my thing is, are you really trying to, you know what? Is it about showing how they ended up being able to go over there? Or are you trying to make black women look bad? That's what I'm trying to find out. Like, what are you doing? Because you heard these women talking about their moms. They weren't talking about their dads. My mom wasn't there. My mom never asked me if I had something to eat. Like, what's your purpose? I'm just saying, what's your purpose? I just saw a lot of different things going on in there that I didn't like. A lot of different things. And that's why I said I just feel like it wasn't. They said it wasn't about Kelly. It wasn't about those girls either. Those women. It wasn't about them. It wasn't. I don't know. It just wasn't. It wasn't. But I'm just seeing too many things that look like you're trying to tell another story. And it's a story that I don't like. It's a story that I just don't like. At some point, try to give somebody an opportunity to, I don't know. That's why I think it did more damage than good for them. Because they were saying he was good to us, he was this, he was that, he was this, he was that. So you got them looking like they darn bipolar as ever. Like they're saying this over here, but then they're saying it. Like, that's why I was saying you shouldn't cut what they're saying. Let them tell their full story. Instead of cutting and pasting what these people are saying. There may have been something said that somebody could have learned from, and that's just being honest. I'm pretty sure they could have said something that another younger female that may be going down that same little road chasing after grown men and stuff, it could have been another female that could learn from their stories and what they actually had going on and how they ended up in the place where they were at. But that's not the story that was told. Everything starts with, I met so-and-so on this day and this happened. No, how did you end up in that place in the first place? Because what 14 or 15-year-old, how do you end up over there? How in the world? How do you manage to meet a celebrity? And how do you end up in their house? So I think that there were some lessons that could have been learned, or some lessons that could have been taught in that documentary. And again, they missed the mark. These were some things that they could have honed in on at that very moment. To have those conversations like, look, I was out, I like older guys, I want to do such and such, and I found myself over here. And that, like, tell the real story. Yeah, they all talked about, except for, what's her name? Faith. She didn't say she came from a bad background, and Dominique didn't either. But for the most part, that's the story that they were going with. They were broken in some type of way. And so the point was, Lifetime was trying to show that he was targeting broken people. But at no point has anybody said that Azriel or Joycelyn were broken. At least not before they met him. After all this stuff, I could see them being hurt now, but nobody said that they were broken before then. So and it still bothers me that they're choosing to overlook the fact, if we're really going to talk about abuse, then talk about his abuse as well, because it matters. Just like these young ladies, all of them saying, this person abused me, this person abused me, this person abused me, then you're showing that you have a pattern of being in abusive situations. People that are going through abuse or have been abused and they find themselves in that same pattern for long periods of time, they need to understand exactly what this looks like. So if that's what really happened to you, then why wouldn't you have them go into detail? So if some little white or black girls were really watching this, then you would really be teaching them something. If that's what your purpose is. I mean, that's what you see it anyway. So why wouldn't you take advantage of that moment to really let them tell the story, so that because people will identify themselves in you. That's what drew people in and saying, oh, he's guilty for this, because they caught that emotion, right? So if there's a young lady that can see herself in one of them saying, this happened to me, and I found myself doing this. This happened to me, and I found out that, thank you, I found myself being more promiscuous. I found myself shutting down. I found myself, people need to understand, for the ones that aren't comfortable to come out and say something happened to them, this could have been the moment for you to reach them to make them want to come out. And you missed the mark. But the thing is, if you address it with them and you address what happened to R. Kelly, then you're hitting the women that have been allegedly abused, and you're getting the men that have been allegedly abused that don't feel comfortable coming out, because men aren't supposed to be abused. Right? So this would have gave you an opportunity to reach everybody. Not the Me Too people, not the people that just want to see R. Kelly going down. This would have given you a chance to reach everybody. Now they let Carrie and Bruce talk on this stuff just for a minute. And it was good that Carrie said, I didn't realize how the stuff had really affected him. I don't even think he realized how that stuff affected him. And that's the problem. Once again, you missed the darn mark. Because this would have been the time, since Carrie said that something happened to him, this is the time that you need to be working on somebody. When you can get them to come out and admit something happened, this is when you start working, and this when you put your little disclaimer up for little boys that may have been touched. You missed the mark. That should have been what you were doing in the Michael Jackson documentary before, if you thought that somebody really touched those boys. The point should have been, and getting little boys, if somebody touched you or did something inappropriate to you, you need to go talk to somebody. You need to go tell somebody, because that's what happens with young kids. It's not so much that all of them are scared. Some of them don't know. That's my story. I didn't know that I was being abused. So that's the stuff that you teach the kids, and don't get out of thinking that, oh, well, if I don't say anything to them about it, then I don't have to worry about it. You missed your mark. This could have been so much greater than what it was. And they could have affected people in a very positive way had they decided to really do what they claimed they were doing. If you're really trying to reach these people, and I ain't speaking behind nobody, I'm speaking as a survivor my third self. You didn't reach me. The only thing you did was piss me off. And that's being honest. Because you didn't attempt to do what you were claiming to do. No. So when you talk about the reckoning of what? Of who? The only judgment I'm getting out of this is that y'all don't care about the people that y'all claiming. That's the reckoning I'm getting out of it. So, I mean, what? You're making a mockery out of the whole thing. What was your purpose? I don't care if you think R. Kelly is guilty as all get out. Don't overlook the fact that the man said he was abused. And if he was lying about it, you had both of his brothers backing it up saying that he was abused. And they told you even more than what he told you. How do you overlook that? You're going to go and call somebody a predator. You're going to call them a monster. If that's the story that you're selling, then why don't you tell the whole story? If that's what you feel that is going on with him, then tell what led up to it. When you have a child that's broken like that, if that's the story that you're selling, explain it. Because you put the brother stuff up there for them to go ahead and say it like that's the reason why he's abusing people. Y'all won't, come on. Nobody's stupid. So if you're going to try to say that this is the reason why he's abusing people, allegedly, then go out and tell the whole story. Why didn't you try to talk to him about what happened to him when he was a child? Because he was really abused. If that stuff happened, that was abuse. That's not somebody running up trying to get up in somebody's face saying, here, look at me. No, that was an innocent child. There is a difference. And whoever, you can agree with me, you're not going to tell me anything on this because I know what I went through as an innocent child. So this stuff right here, playing these little games or whatever, no. Put whatever you want to put out there, but don't say that you're trying to help no little black girls. Because you don't give a flip about no little black girls. And I ain't see one little black girl in that movie. Let's be real. And you don't care nothing about the boys either. And I'm not going to take that back. I stand on that 100%. That's it. That's all. That's just where I'm at. And that's how I'm able to work with people who have sexually assaulted people. I have to work with both sides. And I don't hold any grudges against them because I am really trying to figure out the whys, if that makes sense. So I'm not sitting there judging them. I'm genuinely trying to hear what happened that got you to this place. What your mindset was. What was your thinking that got you to this place? And that's what helps me out. Not 10,000 people coming out saying, me too, me too. What about me? How about her? No. Come on with the story so that people can learn something. Let girls see and let little boys see that they can, if they have been through something like this, that they don't have to carry it around like a badge. They don't have to, again, I go back to that scarlet letter. Like that's not their identity. You don't have to walk around with a badge on saying, hey, I was molested. That doesn't have to be your story. Stuff happens to people all the time. And I'm not minimizing what happened. But some of the stories that are being put out here, somebody touched your leg, yeah, it might have made you mad for the minute. Did it mess up your whole life? I don't know. And everybody's different. It didn't mess up mine. And I can only speak for me. Did it change my life? Absolutely. But am I sitting around here whining and complaining every day? Absolutely not, because I will not give you that power. You're not that important to me for me to give you that power. And that's what I'm saying. You're making people victims. You're telling people that they should feel like a victim. When somebody has to convince you that you're a victim, there's a problem. Because whatever that situation was, it didn't hit you the way that they wanted it to hit you. And they're trying to change your mind to make you feel the way that they want you to feel. Don't let nobody make you a victim. I don't care what happened to you. You decide whether or not you're going to be a victim or a survivor. Nobody can tell, oh, well, you need to be hurt for the rest of your life. BS. You need to be so upset with this person that you're wishing them dead. BS. Stop making people think that they got to run around claiming this stuff all the time. You don't have to. And why would you want to? I heard Jerron say, oh, when I thought about it, I went back through PTSD. Who told you you had PTSD? And who did you have PTSD from? Not minimizing her story. But you said you got raped at like 4, 6, 8, 4, 5, 6, 8, 4, 6, like all these ages. And your PTSD came from R. Kelly? That's what I'm saying. Be real about it. If stuff happened to her, and I absolutely think some stuff happened to her. Her behavior says that something happened to her. But you need to address the problem where it started at. Because wherever it started is why she ended up in the place that she was at, running behind that man. And I'm not disqualified. And in your mind to say that somebody chose you, you can't believe that he chose you when you literally ran him. All I'm saying is everything's not being told. And I'm going to leave that part there. But what I will say that when it comes to this abuse stuff, and I appreciate people wanting to come out and help, but if you're going to help, help. Don't be doing something to try to make money off people. That's not genuine. There's nothing genuine about it at all. So you go and get them some help. Make sure they see some real people, because some of them got some real issues, like bona fide. If you want to make sure that you're fixing R. Kelly, then get him some darn help. That's what you should have been doing. If you want to try to do something, why didn't you try to petition the courts to make him get court-ordered treatment? Since he was such a monster, then why didn't you try to make him get court-ordered treatment? Why not do that? Because I remember what happened back in the day. His attorney said that he put him on depo-provera to decrease his sex drive. Well, at least somebody tried to do something. But just decreasing somebody's sex drive is still not dealing with the problems that they face that put them in a situation where you would have to put them on depo-provera. And that's what I'm saying. You're not addressing the problem. You're addressing your money problem, but you're not addressing the problem with any victims. You're not. And you can like me or dislike me when it comes to this. But just like, how can you say such and such Dr. Rogers said? Dr. Rogers went through this for 8 years. So this one thing right here, you're not going to tell me about. And that don't have nothing to do with my education. That's what I went through. And I'd be darned if I'm going to let you make a mockery out of me. I'd be darned if you're going to have me sitting here saying I'm somebody's victim. I ain't nobody's victim. I won't even say I'm a survivor. I'm me, period. And this just happened in my past. Just like I might have broke my foot, that happened in my past. Just like I got in that car accident and it broke my back, that happened in my past. It doesn't define me. That's something that happened in my past. And it's not that I'm telling anybody to get over it, but it's like anything else that happens in your past. So stop trying to make people feel like they got to run around here crying and trying to make tears fall. That's BS. It really is BS. You got to stop it. Because that kind of stuff becomes generational. Because you done convince this person that they're a victim. And a lot of those people go in there and make their children victims. Not because they touched them the wrong way, but they think everybody else touching their child. And you start creating a pattern of behaviors. So if you're going to work on something, then you focus on that cognitive component that really matters. Because you pulling out 10,000 victims not going to help anybody. It's just not. And you can lock up whoever you want to lock up. But that's still not going to change the fact that if somebody was really molested, if they were really assaulted, that's not going to change that. And you're not trying to help them. That's what I'm telling you. Oh, I'm going to lock them up. You go ahead about your business. Go get them some help. And that's just where I'm at. I'm sorry. I guess this was my little rant for tonight. But when I look at all this stuff, and Oprah she should know better than anybody. She should know. But what she's doing is she's taking the stuff that happened with her. And when I told you I was going through some of her movies, she's putting those people in her movies. How many movies have you seen Oprah be a part of where the guy was a stand-up dude? Think about it. Everything that she's involved in, the guy's pure filth. He's a molester. He's a rapist. He got mental health problems. It's like all kind of stuff going on. The guy, she reads him for filth. Because she hasn't dealt with her own stuff. And I watched her have all those people on her shows, and she sat there with Diana. You done did all this stuff, and you still haven't dealt with your problem. But you telling everybody else how to deal with theirs. And they sitting around here following you like a goddess. Get yourself straight. Because if you get yourself straight, then you'll stop running around here after people and really start trying to help somebody. You'll understand that instead of you running after Robert Kelly, you need to go back and take your butt to South Africa, where your school is, where you're responsible for those kids, and make sure that you don't have anybody else molesting the kids at the school that you are responsible for. I'm just saying. She has lost my respect with that. You running around here chasing after this grown man. And I'm not saying that these women do not deserve, everybody deserves justice. I will continue to say that. But you got your own house that you need to take care of first. And until you get to the point where you're ready to address what happened at that school with those little black girls that you claiming to have something for, I don't want to hear nothing else you got to say. And that's my word. I don't want to hear nothing that you have to say. And the fact that you won't address Weinstein, the fact that you refuse to address Jeffrey Epstein, the fact that you refuse to address all these other men that are not well known in our community, but they are well known. I mean, you got some serial rapists out here. I was doing stories on it from the beginning. You didn't touch one of those people. But us. but us. If I offended anybody tonight, then I apologize in advance. I don't take back nothing that I said at all. If you're going to help people, then you help them. Don't go out there fronting like you're trying to help somebody when you're just looking out for yourself. That's not how this works. Let me take that back. That is how this is working. It's not the right way to go. And that's why you still dealing with your own stuff. See, people think she's doing good because she got all this money. If she was happy, then she wouldn't be worried about this stuff. She's not happy. She's not happy. If she gets her stuff together, then you'll see something different. If she gets her stuff together. You see, even with Dr. Phil has a show. I see his name keeps being mentioned here. Even Dr. Phil has separated himself from her, because if he did what she wanted him to do, then he would have went ahead and had them on the show, even when he felt like there were some inconsistencies. But he knew better. So I'm hoping at some point that something touches her. Something. To let her see what she is doing. To not just the little black girls, but to the little black boys. And the big grown girls. And the big grown men. What good does it profit a man to gain the world and lose his soul? I'm just asking. So, today, for me, is the day of reckoning. This is the day of reckoning. Because it's time for somebody to start calling some stuff out. To see what's really going on. You do not support your people. Thank you, Texas Black. Thank you so much. You don't support your people. And as a matter of fact, you don't support other people either. You support money. That's it. In her interview, she said she never had so much backlash, like the backlash that she got from Michael Jackson. She hasn't had any backlash since the time that she was on Ellen's show when Ellen came out. Why the flip would you mention the show where she came out when you know how much backlash she took on that show? You do stuff at any cost. Any cost. How? So when is somebody gonna stand up and be willing to do a documentary about Oprah? And tell the truth. Tell the truth and shame the devil. Somebody gotta do it. Somebody. And we remember, no matter what we're going through, y'all, no matter what you're hearing in the documentaries, what you're hearing in the news, it doesn't matter what is going on, y'all. We cannot lose due process. When you give the media the ability to try people in the court of public opinion, y'all, we have lost it. The same way we're sitting right here right now, and we're feeling helpless because we are sitting in here involuntarily being put in a darn war that none of us are for. Y'all better listen. When you give up certain rights, you got to make sure that you know what you're putting in for. Because all it takes is for you to sit back and say, oh, I'm good, that don't matter. Oh, it matters. It matters. And that's just the thing with this whole situation, everything that's going on. Remember that we are all of us, regardless of who it is, We all are entitled to the presumption of innocence, regardless of who it is. Like me, dislike me, but we are all entitled to the presumption of innocence. I don't care what you see. I don't care what anybody tells you. You start forming your, I'm going to say, start making informed decisions. Before you come up with a hypothesis and start bashing somebody, just get all the information together and you can start forming something. But before you say that somebody's rights should be taken away, because when you say that somebody is guilty until proven innocent, you're taking a right away. And you don't want that to ever happen to you. I don't care if it's a speeding ticket. If you know that you weren't speeding, or you know that a car was right beside you and y'all were going the same darn speed, and you're going to be ready to fight that ticket, right? Or you saw a car zoom past you and the cop didn't stop them, but they stopped you, you're going to be sitting in there in your feelings. Well, why you stop me? That dude was going 100. I was only going like 85. I mean, like, really think about it. Really. At any given time, it can be one of us. And I can tell you this. When I get to a certain point I'm going to tell you a story. I'm going to tell you a story. It won't be right now. But when I'm able to tell it, I'm going to tell you a story, and you will understand why I'm so passionate about this right now. Don't give up your right, and don't allow anybody else to say that it's okay to take somebody's rights away. If you look at how things are going now, how statutes are being modified, how laws are being modified, just that quick, and most of us not even paying attention to it. I need y'all to listen to me. It doesn't matter who you like, who you're rolling with, just listen to me. You never want to be in a place where somebody is taking your rights away that you know you are entitled to. It sucks. And I'm telling you this for a system that I work in. Don't let anybody take your rights away. Because when they take them away, you're not getting them back. Because you allowed it to happen. So to say that it's okay, they don't deserve due process. They don't deserve this. That's why I'm telling you, I got you. That's why I'm telling you right now, regardless of how you feel about any particular situation, do not allow anybody to compromise, modify, or remove your rights. Because it's this person today, and tomorrow's going to be you. May not be the same rights, but it's coming. I told y'all before, like the old folks said, if you've never seen any rain in your life, wait a while, it's coming. And you're going to be sitting there fussing, and for some people it has already come and you're forgetting how you felt when it happened to you. But you see how things are going right now. You see how things are going. Look at the TV. Watch what's going on. Come on. You got certain people that are being allowed to do whatever, whenever they want, and they're not being touched. And you can do just a third of what they did. And you're going to end up with a life sentence. I need y'all to pay attention. There are certain inalienable rights that we are entitled to. That's what the Constitution says. Come on. How do you say bump that? No, bump that for them. They don't deserve that. I'm sorry. My time is up. I was supposed to do an hour and 30 minutes. If y'all have some questions, I'll take some questions real fast. If y'all want to call in, it's 9:25. I stay on here until 10. If y'all want to call in. But I'm so fed up with this whole thing. I am beyond fed up. I am beyond fed up. The people that you need to make sure are being held accountable for certain things, you let them walk around and throw it up in everybody's face that they can't be touched. How much sense does that make? How much? Yeah, that's what I was looking at, Jersey. Thank you. So, just something to think about. For me, again, this is the reckoning. All that other stuff, no disrespect to anybody. Go and get the help that you need. Do that before you get on anybody else's TV screen, before you go and get on in front of anybody else's camera. Go get the help that you need. Do that. And then come and tell your story. When you're mentally healthy, when you're in a place where you can tell your story so that you can be effective and intentional with your story. That's it. Just going out here running and doing all this talk, go get some help. And I'm not saying that to be funny, go get some help. That's what we need. We run away from mental health. That's part of our problem. Go get some help. Don't be running around telling people that you went and saw a therapist and you only went one time. Go get some help. Start there. Because that's where the healing begins. It doesn't begin in anybody's courtroom. It starts with self. You got to get yourself right on the inside. And it starts with forgiveness. Because as long as you're sitting around here harboring all this hate in your heart, you'll never be able to move on. And you'll always see yourself as a victim. Always. So. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes with the phone. I challenge you guys to go and, as much as everyone is keeping or staying abreast of this R. Kelly case, I ask you to be just as vigilant. I cannot talk today, vigilant. I need you to be just as vigilant with this Harvey Weinstein case and looking at what's really going on. So you can see how some things work, how some things are supposed to work. Gotta pay attention. Gotta pay attention. And don't give anybody any passes. Because you're not going to get a pass. Don't give anybody else a pass. Call it like you see it. If you see them being messy with something, in any case, call it like you see it. Because there's a lot of bouffale going on out here. A lot. A lot. So, if y'all don't have any questions for me or comments or anything, Texas Blind, y'all, they got me so discombobulated. Texas Black Diamond, I appreciate you again. Thank you so much. I didn't see his live, but I did see the comments that he was posting on on Twitter. And I think everybody's getting to the point where people are starting to see what's going on. It's not about you overlooking what somebody could have possibly done. Because I'm going to say this again, and I want to make this clear, because people always go and they get stuff mixed up with me, so I want to make this clear. Anyone, I'm going to spell it out, Anyone, anyone that has harmed somebody's child, I don't care if it's physical, sexual, even if it's emotional, then you need to be held accountable. I don't give a flip who you are. Let's be clear on that. All I'm saying is do things the right way. That's the only way that people will heal. That is the only way that people will learn from what's going on when things are being done the right way. So let the justice system work. Let it work. You don't have to go and add to the truth. The truth is what it is. You don't have to add nothing to it. You don't have to go and they talk about putting lipstick on the pig. You don't have to do all that. Let stuff play out the way it's going to play out, because at the end of the day, what we think or don't think about a situation doesn't matter anyway, because we have no say-so in the final outcome. And that's just being honest. We have no say-so. So why put yourself in a place where you're going to have to go back and ask for forgiveness because you came at somebody a certain type of way? There may not be any justice, but I will take the justice system over my peers. And that's the God honest truth. Because if my justice was dependent upon my peers, come on, y'all watching it right now. So I'll take the justice system for 100, Alex. Because if my life was in the hands of some of these people that I'm seeing out here, I'd be going to hell in a handbasket. The rope, the chain, everything. The jury should be a jury of your peers. The good thing about a jury is that whenever they, like for Harvey Weinstein, when they start this jury selection tomorrow, then the prosecutors and the defense get to look at everybody on that jury. If they think, oh no, this person right here, nah, they got too much going on. You can already see no on their face. Look, they got to go. Both of them get to make decisions about who's going to be on that jury. And it's going to keep going until they get down to the ones they need, plus the alternates. They're just going to keep going back and forth. And who they think needs to be in that jury. So, I would rather have that. And that's why I say I take the justice system. I would rather have that than to have half of these people up here on YouTube. And that's just real. It's not about them being honest, but a jury is what a jury is, whether it's in Chicago, whether it's in Los Angeles, whether it's in South Carolina. That's going to be up to his attorneys to try to pick the best ones that they can to be in that jury. And it's not going to be people that they like. I mean, they go back and forth. You know, they may ask to try to make another decision because somebody's on there that they don't like or don't think is going to be impartial. Like, they have to go through the process. But I would rather have my attorneys picking or having some say-so and who's going to be in that jury of my peers, instead of having the stuff that we dealing with out here. And that's what I'm saying, because y'all know out here, we don't give each other a chance. All you got to do is look at the comments every day. We don't give each other a chance. The minute somebody said we did something, we're going to death row. So yeah, put me in front of a judge. Put me in front of a judge and a jury. That judge don't know nothing about me. But these folks out here, And that's what I'm saying. You can't do stuff and treat people any kind of way and say they don't deserve this and don't deserve that. And then when your moment comes, you looking for some mercy. Yeah, push you straight to death. But y'all seen it. Y'all have seen it. Change on you so fast. Like it doesn't matter what the evidence is. People will change on you. I want somebody that got to sit there and sift through that evidence before they make a decision. Come on. Because you basing yours on your feelings and opinions right now. I need somebody that's going to sift through some evidence. They got to go through all this stuff. And it's not just about one person making a decision. And that's what I look at when there's a jury. It's not just based on one or two. We got to come to a consensus in this piece before we go home for the day. So I would take my chance with that. I would take my chances. So, anyway, I thank you guys for joining me tonight. I was trying to see if I was going to have any phone calls. So, shout out to Malcolm for calling in. Thank you guys for hanging on all this time. I ask you to just keep your eyes on what's going on. Keep your eyes on what's going on. Because when we say that this thing is bigger than one person, it is so much bigger than one person. Like, now you know what? That's not. Carolina Donna, who's calling? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hi. I just want to say that I am a huge fan of the show. I love the content that you bring here on YouTube. You are amazing. And I know you were just about to end the live, and I just wanted to call in and give my support on tonight.
Who am I speaking with?
This is Fake New York.
Fake New York?
Uh-huh.
Not fake.
Well, yeah, it's the name that my friends gave to me.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I really enjoyed the show tonight, and you sound like a very educated woman, and I just wanted to ask you some advice.
Okay.
Well, I've been going to this church for about 2 years, and I have to admit, are you like spiritual in any way, or a Christian, or?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you'll get where I'm coming from. I went to church initially because I wanted a man, and my motives were not in the right place, and I had to come to grips with that I had to really do some soul searching and turn, my motives around.
Mm-hmm.
So, I went there, got rid of those, poor motives, and they crept back up. And now I'm attracted to the deacon. His wife is a deaconess. And, you know what? The deacon came over my house last night.
Press pause. Okay, so what are you trying to get advice on? Which part?
Well, I don't want to stop seeing the deacon, and I'm not. And, I don't want to be a secret either. And I want to be the deaconess in the church. And I'm just trying to figure out how that's going to happen when the church is going to probably kick me out. But I want his wife's position, not only in the church, but in his home. Because I need my bills paid.
So
I need my children taken care of.
Where do you
And
stand?
I want a man
Hold
who
on.
knows me.
Where do you stand spiritually? What's your stance?
Well, of course I believe in God, and I have slipped away from it a little bit, and I know that I am lost. But you know what? When I was found, I didn't have a man. you know what, he's not going to leave his wife for me. So there's only one thing to do.
What's that?
I have to move on, and I have to move on to the pastor.
Why are you playing on the phone?
I'm not. I'm just so desperate. And I realize that, and I'm okay with that. I've accepted that. I need a man. Who's really going to date me when I'm 500 pounds? Let's get real here.
So I see you have some time tonight. So I'm gonna have some time too. What's really going on? What's really going on?
This is what's really going on. I don't know. It's just, you know what? He should have never came over my house last night, and he definitely polluted my mind. He gave me hope for a future that I know is not going to exist.
Who let him in your house? Who let him in your house?
A woman that I like to call Angela, and that's the other side of me that I bring out at night. Right now, I'm a nice, pleasant Mary Ann. Okay, I'm giving very much Mary Ann tea. Around lunchtime, I turn into Rasputia. So it's just a lot of things going on here. And I'm not responsible for sleeping with that woman's husband.
So which one of you was responsible for sleeping with her husband?
It was Angela.
Okay.
She did this to me. And I hate her. Because she's ruining my life.
Mm-hmm.
But it's okay. Because I've got a lot of things to look forward to. Such as a stocked refrigerator. I've got a food stamp card that is fully loaded, thanks to Obama, and I'm gonna be okay. And I'm okay with that. Thank you so much. We love you, and I think I have to go now. Thank you.
Okay. Somebody had too much time on their hands tonight. Nah, that's not crazy. That's somebody trying to be funny. They needed to get some time in tonight. If somebody really has something that they want to discuss, my line is open. Yeah, but that would have been too many problems for me to try to get some advice on. Not without somebody pulling out a credit card. Oh my gosh. They're talking about Dr. Rogers, what is this? Yeah, that was somebody playing on the phone. That was somebody playing. First, you're making fun of people that do really have mental health issues. You're making fun of people that are truly obese. You're again, you a whole Lifetime movie all by yourself. I'm scared to answer the phone now. Carolina Diamond, who's calling?
Carolina, don't be scared to answer the phone.
Who is this?
Who is this? This is Travel the World.
Oh, okay. Is this Rasputia or whoever? I need to know. Turn your thing down a little bit. Yeah. What's up?
Okay, we're gonna get back on this Oprah thing for 1 minute.
Okay.
Okay.
She's all about power.
Yeah. So, with this Michael Jackson, no, not Michael Jackson, I'm sorry. R. Kelly, why they not trying to go after the person that abused R. Kelly?
That's what we're trying to figure out. That's a good question.
You know, like he was abused too.
That's a good question.
So, help me make that make sense.
I can't even help you make that make sense. That's why they're picking and choosing. So I don't know if the guy's still alive that did something to him, but I know his sister is still alive. So,
She is.
yeah.
I mean, he probably don't want to go against his sister. You know what I'm saying?
But the thing is, with the sexual assaults, the state can bring up charges whether the victim wants to or not.
Well, he told them, and his brother told them.
Right. They're just picking and choosing. That's all I can say. But that's a good question.
I'm kind of upset with Greenberg. They're not doing nothing. They're not saying nothing.
That's actually a good thing. That's a good thing.
Well, true. But you know, how you want to hear something.
You know what? Sometimes no news is good news.
Okay, I agree with that. That's all I gotta say. I mean, I want to say more, but I can't think of it right now.
That's all right. You're welcome to call back.
But I think of something if you're still
You said when you think of something, then what?
if you're still online and I think of something, I'll call you back.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, you have a great evening and happy New Year to you.
And you too. Thank you.
Bye.
I'm sorry, y'all. I cleared the yard and not show my facial expression again. So. Oh, and then I knew she was playing when she first started talking about the church and the deacon. But I listen. I always listen. I let you have a chance to get your story out. I listen. But again, it goes back to people not handling issues. And when you don't handle issues, this is what you get. I don't think his federal trial will be televised. I don't think. They may do something different. I don't know, but yeah, usually with the federal law, the cameras and stuff have to stay downstairs. So I don't know, but they may do something different. Does it hurt people? Tamika, that is a good question. That is a good question. They say, hey Penelope, hurt people. Well, sometimes hurt people hurt themselves. Sometimes they are the other person that gets hurt. And they don't realize that they're doing it. And staying in those types of relationships are constantly putting yourself in those same situations over and over again, that's what I mean by hurting yourself. So and look, if you want to call in with a problem, call in with a problem. Look, you got to be a little bit more crazier than that for me to believe it. Why would he continue to pay him? Sign the NDA. You talking about the NDAs that were signed in the past? The ones that were already signed? Yeah, I'm gonna have to get Texas Black on here one day. We're gonna have to reenact that phone call, Texas Black. You're welcome, Angela. I don't know if they're Tia. I don't know if they'll. I don't think. I think it would be kind of crazy actually right now to try to go and pursue the people that may be in violation of those NDAs. And I think there's also a stipulation there when it comes to NDAs in regards to criminal trials. So I don't think that they're going to be, if somebody is involved in the cases or in the indictments, then I don't think that they apply. I think if this thing works out in his favor, then they might be willing to, it might be a good idea to try to go back and address that stuff then. But if it was me, I wouldn't even deal with it anymore. Like, you know what? You got your money, it's good and spent. I don't have to deal with you no more. Go. I wouldn't want to have to. I was about to say get in the bed, but that'd be the wrong term, the wrong phrase to say right now. But I wouldn't want to have to deal with them at all. Because now you open up another line of communication that you don't need. Keep that money. Can Jerronda pay some unless them go to jail for breaking them? For breaking the NDAs? No, they're not going to jail for that. My fear for Jerronda, in all honesty, is her getting in trouble for perjuring herself. Like, that's my fear for her. Priscilla, come on now. I don't feel for her. Yeah, it's a contract, but that's not something that will necessarily be handled in criminal court. I think that would be more of a civil matter, if anything. But she won't go to jail for violating it, because for real, NDAs get violated all the time. And for most people, it costs you more money to try to take them back to sue them to get your money back. So, it all depends. Well, she should. I don't want to wish that anybody goes to jail. I think she really needs to get some help. Seriously, I think she needs to get some help. Jerronda will take a plea. She'll take a plea. Probably so. You probably right. I ain't going to jail for nobody. I'll take this one. But yeah. Yeah, just call it a donation and keep it pushing. Go ahead with that money. Don't come back over here no more. Don't you come back over here no more. Um, um, if I didn't want to seem unprofessional, I would have rolled with the call for a minute. But I didn't want anybody to think that that's how I would handle somebody for real. But in real life, yeah, I'm okay. Not 300, 5. She said 5. 5. And my refrigerator stopped and my EBT card is full. Girl, bye. Get back. Hold up. What if there were never any NDAs and they're just saying they signed one? Hey, it's possible. It's possible. Texas Black, if I didn't have my if I didn't have my people watching me and people trying to call my job about stuff, I'd give y'all the real. I let you see what it is. But yeah, I let her have that one. Cause it was too much. It was too much for me to even play with. You want the deacon, you want the pastor, you want Jesus, Jesus, God, the Lord. You want everybody. It was too much. Right. Donate some crackers and some wine to the church for communion. Okay, baby, you. I might cut that part out and put it on the video just so y'all can have it. Just so y'all can have it. You tell me you lost. Where you at? You on 5th Street? Where you at? Oh my gosh. That was just a little humor for me. So whoever it was, appreciate you calling. You want how many people, girl? You gotta do 5 different assessments for every one of you. Every one of you. And I'm gonna bill every one of y'all too. So hey James, how you doing? That's what somebody else said. And I actually thought that too. When the person started going off a little bit, the number you got dialed is not no longer in service. That's that was I can't say it. I don't want nobody going back saying I said that was somebody on that phone. But what I will say is I appreciate you calling because it gave all of us a little joke in the midst of all this seriousness. So whatever happens to you while you're on your way, hallelujah. You know, I don't know if I would have got on the phone and try to make it seem like I was a church hoe, but yeah. I don't know. I don't play with God like that. But whatever floats your boat, I guess. If that's what you like. More power to you. That's what I'm saying. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Lord have mercy, don't do it. It don't matter. I can't see him anyway, but Lord, don't do it. Oh, it depends on which one you get, Lisa. It depends on which one you get. Yeah, I said that, Michelle. If you're going after the deacon and the deaconess wife sitting beside him, and if you can't get the deacon, you want the pastor. That sounds like a little. You trying to be a little church hoe right there now. Nah, that right there. That that ain't sanitary. Well, clearly the darn deacon did. He done crept up in the house and did whatever he had to do, and it was his fault. Who let him in the house? Angela. Who gave me the address? Shantae. Who told me to come? Chrissy. But yeah, so that gave me my laugh for the night. Bless your little asthmatic heart. You know what? I got that hint. Yeah. Yeah. That was the many faces of Eve. That's what that was. That was the many faces of Eve, child. All the faces. All of them. Don't have enough medication to give them all. Too many faces. So, I will. They told me to tell y'all hello too, but they were barking and stuff on the phone, so yeah. Right. The one, all of them in trouble. All of them in trouble. Okay, baby, I did too. You gotta answer that phone real slow. Hello? Lord, I'll start speaking Spanish on you real quick now. Right. Say you just went to church to find a man. Bless your heart. You should have found a man already. His name is Jesus. Hallelujah. Oh my gosh. Actually, hold up. Let's see something. Well, this person happens to be from Los Angeles, California, so yeah. I'm not gonna go and try to call you back right now. I got your address though. Y'all better quit playing. Okay. Mara. Yes, I do. Yeah, me, I got it. Oh, you were the last one? I'm about to push you out there. Hold up. Yeah, they're calling for one of the app numbers. I'm glad you said that, Travel. Oh my gosh, that is too funny. Don't forget to meet. Lord have mercy. It must make their nights too. All 5 of them, child. All 5 of them. She said 500 pounds. I think each one of them weighed 100 pounds. That's where she's getting 500 from. Each one of her personalities weigh 100 pounds. It's equally distributed. A mess. A hot darn mess, y'all. When you go and put, what's the name? Respucia, whatever, from, what, the Eddie Murphy movie? Quit playing. Norbit, that's what it was. Quit playing, girl. Quit playing. So, yeah. So, we gonna, if one come up, please don't send it to me. Please don't send it to me. But yeah, so we're gonna Texas Black, that's a better name. Thank you, a gospel groupie. That's a better name. We're gonna call them G squared. G2. There they go. The trolls come out at night. The trolls come out at night. Sheila, I let them go ahead and do whatever, because some people, you don't know fire burn until you feel that heat, so you gotta let them live for a minute. Jezebel. That's how much it Get off of here, Lisa. Hey, Yolanda, how you doing? We gotta get off of here. I was supposed to be gone, see if I would've... Get off here, Lisa, so you can get your rump in bed. Lord, I just forgot my train of thought just that quick. 500 pounds. Yeah. I was sitting there like, girl, you got too many problems for me, child. I can't help you. But yeah, I like, seriously, I might cut that video just so y'all have that one. Shoot, I might use it for my class so they can hear that buffoonery. We got a case study, y'all. We got a case study. Thank you, George. You knew I was waiting for you. Okay, y'all. We are going to clear up out of here before that phone ring again. Because we don't need no more problems. And I ain't trying to listen. Don't call me with all them problems if you don't hit my PayPal first. That's all I'm saying. Don't call me. Now, I can send you to my website so you can go ahead and make a payment. Don't call me with all them problems. No. I wasn't ready. I'm going to turn my ring off right now. See y'all. I wasn't ready. I ain't fooling with y'all. Okay, Unique Thoughts, Jersey Girl, James, Queen Queen ain't fooling with you either. Y'all better quit playing. Michelle, Priscilla, Latrice, Yolanda, Kate, baby, everybody, Lisa, if I miss you, I'm so sorry. Charge it to my head and not my heart. Mia, Simone, whoever came on here asking about some feces, Sheila, Texas Black, we got to do this call. We got to do this call. Cheryl, Travel the World. See, somebody want to be funny now. Now you want to be funny, I'm going to be funny back with you. Carolina Diamond, who's calling? Uh-huh. Yeah. Alright, y'all. Whoever calling, call back when I get off this live so we can talk. Call back when I get off the live and we can talk. We can talk. But yeah, y'all have a good night. And have a good night, and y'all be safe. And don't let one of those people, one of those 5 come after y'all. I'm just saying, be safe. Stay alert. Have a good one.